Well, we're inside the organ of Grace Church on the hill. We're down on floor level, which will give you an idea of what the chests are like. Most of these pipes in this level are all the pedal pipes. And so there's quite the large ones, the reeds. And you can also see how the wind comes up. The wind gate opens up here.
How are you?
And fills the reservoir. Yeah, that's the wind gate, which controls the amount of air that goes into the reservoir. So we have a huge reservoir that furnishes the wind for the pedal pipes. And I'm going to ask Micah to turn the organ on, and you can see it rising up a bit. Watch the wind gate. And the reservoir goes up. That's quite a large reservoir. And the springs help control the wind pressure. You can see that bouncing up. The springs act like a diaphragm in a person, lungs, when you take a breath. And over here we have the sub-bourdon 16-foot. You can see they have stoppers on so that it doubles the length of the pitch. So the bottom note, bottom C on the pedal, the pipe will be actually 8 feet tall, but it produces a 16-foot tall and 16-foot pitch. And maybe I can get one of these to speak. This is a valve, a magnet, which opens up. And that's the pipe that is playing. So there are lots of magnets there. And here on this chest is the upper work for the pedal. And I'll take the top pipe out. And in the flue pipes actually have very human names to them. This is called the toe at the bottom. And you can regulate some of the volume by opening or closing the toe. This is the mouth of the pipe. And you have here an upper lip and the lower lip. And if you look closely, there is a odd thing called the languid. And what the languid does is when the air comes up from the lower lip, it forces it up to the upper lip. And that's where the sound comes from. And the type of sound that you get is depends on the shape and of the pipe upstairs. And these are called ears, and they help focus the sound, steady the sound up. But a voicer will use a voicing tool to speed. He can speed up the pipe, the attack of the pipe. And there's some manipulation you can do with the languid as well. This has a tuning sleeve. More modern built pipes nowadays have aluminum tuning sleeves. So the tuner will come up and tap down to sharpen the pipe and tap it up to flatten the pipe, make it longer. Whoa. I didn't have my mask off, but here. So as well as the flue pipes, we have the other major pipe we have is a reed pipe for the trumpets and the oboes. So again, it's quite different in design. This is a tuning rod, and you might be able to see the reed, the reed tongue, which is kind of flared at the very end there, and that is nestled in against shallot. And the type of sound and the volume, of course, is a lot of it is down controlled by here and how you shape the tongue, and what kind of opening is in the shallot. We're talking not the garden variety of shallot, but like shallot, but this piece does a lot to establish what the kind of volume and sound there is. And this is what amplifies the sound to some extent with the flap up top. So I'll put this down. I would show you, and this is the tuning rod, and I hope it works. It's supposed to be an A sharp. I think that's pretty close. You still there? So in an oboe, the resonator would be a little smaller scale, a little thinner scale, and open more up at the top there. So that's basically the difference between a flue and a reed.
Well, Tom, thank you for that very informative and very moving at times look at our organ. Thanks so much for that.
You're very welcome, and I hope how I've described the instrument might inspire some young pianists to have a go. I think a lot of young people are quite passionate and are very passionate players, and I think there's a great future in it. And so thanks for coming in and your interest. I'll play you out, as the clergy usually say. Wonderful.